Now, also, are you guys, do you realize that you are engaged in this? You're not just sitting back listening? That's important. I think most of you all, when you think about reviewing for a test, the first thing you do is open your book up and start looking at stuff instead of searching your brain to see what you got in there. Correct? So let's keep going. Um, we did, who's next? We did mathematics. We did this. Is there anything particular about in mathematics that we have used? Let's try to identify it.
The precision.
Mathematics? I'm down here. I'm down here
Oh,
at the
my bad, my
bottom.
bad.
How?
Yeah, we've used functions like pow. And what does pow look like? It looks like a base and it looks like an exponent, doesn't it? Isn't that how power works?
Yes.
And it produces a double. What else have we used? Maybe that's it, huh? We may have used this. It produces a double, okay? Later on, we may use other functions from math, like if you're doing engineering stuff like sines and cosines and logarithms and stuff like that, you'd be using it, all right? All right, so let's keep going. Formatting. What do y'all know about formatting? Formatting is used to control what?
The outlook of the output.
Exactly, the appearance of the output in terms of what? What's the first thing we learn to control? First thing we learn to control. I'm gonna have a baby. First thing.
The decimal places?
Yeah, the number controlling number of decimal places. That's first thing we learn. And what words did you learn? What manipulators are required?
Fixed, show point, set precision.
Okay. How many understand that set precision is like a function? You got to give it some information, right? You got to say something when you say set precision. That's how we do it. What else? All right, I'm going to show you an example. This is kind of out of sequence. We're going to do this. Okay. What output comes out when I do that?
1.23.
1.2345.
Please explain.
Because you put set precision after the value instead of before the value to format the value.
What's the principle here? What in the heck is the principle? There's an overriding principle. What's that?
It has to be said before the cout.
Thank you. Before you print, right? That's the principle. It's too late because the output is already there. So that's one rule that we've learned. So I'm going to just put this up here. And this produces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 1.23. All right. I ain't done with you. We're going to try this. What if I say this? What is that going to produce?
1.
Now?
2.34.
Hmm?
I don't know.
It's going to produce 1.2. Anybody know why?
Because since it's before the number, you're including the number before the decimal point, right?
No.
Is it because we didn't put fixed and show point?
It's primarily it's because you did not say fixed. It's really fixed and set precision that change the meaning. Set precision by itself means how many digits do you display? How many digits overall? Is that clear?
So what's the point of show point?
Show point says if I have a number 1.00, when I print it, I will have a decimal point and some decimal places. Show point says if the float is a whole number like 5, it will come out as 5 with the decimal places attached. If I don't, sometimes all you will get is the 5 as if it were an integer. All right. So how do we get what we want here? To get what we want, we got to say fixed and set precision. And then that is the thing that gives us what we want. The meaning of set precision by itself is a number of digits to display. Has nothing to do with decimal places. All right. Now, what else have we learned to control?
Right and left justification.
Okay, I did this wrong. I'm gonna take this and put it back down here. Put it down here. What's the other thing?
Right and left justification.
Controlling okay, yeah. Left or right justification. Who's doing all this talking?
Jasmine.
Go Jasmine. Justification. All right. Now, what manipulators? What manipulators are required?
Is it just right?
Right and left.
Huh?
It's just right and left.
There's one that is without this one you can't do left or right.
Oh, set with?
Yeah. Okay. Because the justification is based upon how wide your column is. You got it? So it's got to say set with. Okay. This is column size. Okay. Does everybody everybody understand that this whole thing about left and right is the best analogy is a spreadsheet? Is that clear to everybody? Because in a spreadsheet, you're able to set up columns and to control how things look within a column. Set with must come first. Then you can say left or right. Okay. I gotta watch. I'm getting too deep on this, so I gotta hurry and get off of this. Okay. So if I want to output, goal. Goal. I want to have 18 cat and dog in columns of with 4, 6, and 5, and I want them to be left justified, then right and then right. Y'all understand what I mean? Y'all understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
18 is in the field of width 4, and it's left justified. Cat is in a field of width 6, and it's going to be right justified. And dog is going to be in a field of width 5, left justified. What does that mean? It means that the fields look like this. The fields look like 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all buy that? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what it looks like. What should the outputs look like? Come on now. These little X's and Z's and stuff are just markers. It's like yardsticks, so I know how to put stuff. What should it look like?
Cat right there.
No, no, no. The first thing is the number 18.
Yeah, 18.
I'm going to say 18. I'm using a symbol y'all need to get used to. This little caret means what?
Space.
Space. Space. Otherwise, you can't count stuff if you don't see it. All right, what comes next?
Cat.
It is justified how?
Left. Well, left justified.
No,
right.
no, it's not. It's right justified. So how do I display cat? I have to say space, 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 cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I lead with spaces. And how do I say dog? It's left justified. I say dog, and I finish with spaces. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, how do we move something within a column to line it up? We do so by putting spaces. Is that clear? We put enough spaces so that when I output 18, I use up 4 spaces because that's the column width. The first 2 spaces are filled with the number. I have to pad that with 2 more spaces to complete 4. Is that clear to everybody? Is that crystal clear?
Clear as a button.
Okay, now let me tell you what's important. You can't eyeball everything, guys. So you got to have a little tool here. Got to have some tools like I'm showing you. I know it looks kind of corny, but this little guy right here, I call this my yardstick. So I can line stuff up and see exactly what I'm talking about. Every field, I have a different character to represent the field. So I can say it should be this wide, followed by this wide, followed by that wide. Are we cool? How do I make this happen? How do I really make this happen? What is the statement? What do I say?
Set with.
Okay, always you got to come first. Set with to
4.
followed by
Set W.
huh?
Wouldn't it be set W?
All day long.
Yeah.
Okay, followed by what?
18.
18. That's the value, right?
Yes.
And what?
And then set with again. It would be 6. And then with the value,
What am I going to print? The word cat, right?
yes.
Okay.
So
What else?
set with again. Wait, no.
What's the matter with you?
Cat would be, you would put right after set with, right? Wouldn't you?
Oh, foot. Man. I like that. Thank you so much. All right. That wasn't the error, but that's not the intended error, but let's roll with this. Set with, and then we're going to say right, and then we're going to output the value, right?
Yes.
What else?
And then set with again. And then left.
5 and
5.
left.
And then this dog, see a dog.
Okay. Okay. Annotate, come on. junk? Dang. Okay. Do y'all see a discrepancy here? Do y'all see something that looks funny?
You talking about the quotations that are supposed to be around cat?
There's supposed to be quotations on cat. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes,
This
if
is-
you wanted to say it.
Otherwise, what is cat? Cat must be a
Variable.
variable. Do we have a variable called cat? Or are we talking about the value, string value cat? So the quotes are critical now. Is that clear? All right. So we've done some of this manipulation. What is the rule if I'm trying to do justification? I got to settle with, justify, output. Settle with, justify, output.
It's like a nappy nap.
So right now, are we cool?
Okay.
Now, we better move on. Move on. We got to get to some stuff for today. All right, here we go. Now, let's talk about. So far, that's the primary formatting we know how to do, isn't it?
Yes.
How many of y'all say, "Doggone it, I got this"? Huh? Doggone it, I got it. The thing that you got to be careful about is look at your problem that you're solving and make sure you do this analysis. So I hate this. I don't have a cursor. Do you see a cursor?
Yes.
You see a little cursor moving? Okay, good. So this silly thing that I did here where I set up a little yardstick is kind of critical for you to design what your output is supposed to look like. Is that clear? Okay. Make sure you use a tool like that to see how the spacing is going to be. Okay. Now, what else do we know about input? We know that CN is what? It's an input stream, isn't it?
Keyboard.
Tied to the keyboard. That's what it is. Does the word CIN do output, do input? When I say CN, does that do any input? Yes or no?
Yes.
No. When I say CN, I'm saying I want to do input from the keyboard. That's all that's saying. Is that clear?
Yes.
So how do I do input? This does input. Is that clear? This is called the extraction operator. And it does input into a variable. That's what it does. It's the extraction operator that does the input. But before you do input, you got to say, where is it coming from? Is that clear as glass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what do we know about this joker? What do we know about this greater? What does it not do?
I'll put something.
Does not read spaces. Okay. Is that clear?
Mm-hmm.
If I type in Ed space Jones and I say CN into a variable called string, the only thing that comes in is the first name because the space after Ed kills it. Is that clear?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You the only one here? You the only one here?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay.
It is clear.
Okay, if I say read an int variable, and the input is 44.95, what gets read?
44.
Huh?
44.
44.
Why?
Because you didn't set it up to take the .95.
Let's come stronger than that. 'Cause what you're saying is right, but let's get the reason straight. When does the reading stop?
At the period, the punctuation.
Because the period is not a
Number or
it's not a
space?
digit. It's not a digit, right? So stops at the decimal point and you get the value 44, okay? Because it's picking up digits. Any variable. Is controlled by the data type of the variable. What gets read is controlled by the data type. Isn't that what we just proved in the line above? Because the data type is int, I can't pick up decimal places because decimal points don't belong in integers. If it's a float, I can pick it up. If I was trying to read 44.95 as a string, what would I get? Come on, guys. If I were trying to read 44.95 as a string, what would I get? What's a string? Any
A sentence.
characters. Any characters, right? So if I say greater, greater, a string variable, what would I pick up?
Just the greater.
String variable.
No, he didn't type anything.
No.
So what do you-
Hey, me. Okay, let me just
I
tell you what I'm
apologize.
talking about.
Can you type it out so I know what you're talking about?
I'm doing it right now. String variable. If it's a string variable, what will be read? The input, someone types 44.95. What's the input?
44.95.
44.95. What's a string? Sequence of any characters.
Oh, so it just be
Sequence of
44.95.
any characters that you type. What if I tried this? What if the input is 44? Oh. Is 44.95 dog. What would I read? What's the what gets read?
44.95 dog, including spaces.
Shall I have a baby? Want me to have a baby?
Is that not what's read?
What is about greater? What am I saying here?
Oh, it doesn't
Does
read
not
spaces.
read spaces.
So it'd be 44.95
Yes.
dog without
it's
spaces.
no. It stops.
Oh, it stops at the spaces.
At the space. Okay. Okay. It does not pick up spaces as part of what it reads. Spaces control when it stops. Okay. Am I making sense? Now, one last thing, we'll keep moving. If I want to read a string with spaces in it, we did it once. Do y'all remember how we did it? Then we say get line, string variable, cn, string variable. Did we say that? And input is 44.95 dog. This is what it takes to read 44.95 dog. Get line reads a string with spaces in it. That's the only way you can get spaces into a string is to use get line. Have we not done this before? Give me something. Give me something. We've done it before. Maybe it never occurred to you, but we've done this before. So I need y'all to know what get line means, okay? We have used it. We've done some stuff in class about that. Okay, what else is there? Let's do algorithms real fast. This is not what I planned to do. What's an algorithm? And what's the difference between that and pseudocode? Explain it to your grandmama. What's an algorithm? Come on, guys. Y'all been doing this. Let's talk to me. Talk to me. Well, I'm going to quit then. If y'all ain't got nothing to say, I'm going to stop this whole thing. Because y'all trying to get me to give you a lecture. I don't want to do that. I want you to lecture to yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I need you to search what's in your brain. You've been doing these things so you know what it is. So what y'all tell me?
An algorithm is a set of instructions for using to solve problems step by step.
Okay. That's fine. I'm going to give you my definition, which nobody will tell you. It's a description of how one solved a problem. Is that going to fly? Where do you get an algorithm from?
From the problem.
No. Come stronger. How do you get an algorithm? You get it from solving the problem, not from the problem. You get it from solving the problem, don't you?
Yeah, but you're like writing it out like from, okay.
Can anyone explain why I said what I said? What comes first, the algorithm or solving the problem?
Algorithm.
I will scream at you.
Solving the problem.
Solving the problem. Once you solve the problem, you say, oh, this is what I did. Here's my algorithm. Haven't I been trying to get y'all to make up examples when I give you a problem and you solve the problem with the examples you have? Haven't I tried that?
Yes.
Why did I try that?
So we'd understand how to write algorithms?
Because an algorithm is not magic. It's just how you solve the problem. Some of y'all think that I can do an algorithm without solving the problem. And that's why y'all just do anything in your mind just to say I did an algorithm. Solve the problem first. I need to look at y'all's face. I need to see some faces now. I need to show your face. Show me your mug. How many understand what words coming out of my mouth? I need to see everybody's face. Jared, I stopped eating. You just chowing down, man. Who understands what I'm saying? As the course gets more difficult, it's critical that you trust that you have the intelligence to solve problems. Maybe you don't know how to write the code, but you got enough smarts to solve the problem. Is that clear? If you solve the problem a few times, you say, oh, here's all what I did. I did this first. I did that. I had to do this calculation. Here's the formula I used. Is that clear? Algorithm is just a description of what you did to solve the problem. Now, how do you express the algorithm? All right. Let's go. How do you express the algorithm? What's pseudocode?
Pseudocode is basically just writing out exactly how you solve the problem using the, I forgot the word we used, but the equation.
Okay. What's a flow chart?
It's another step-by-step process of how you did it.
What's the relationship between algorithm, pseudocode, and flowchart? What's the relationship?
You write the algorithm first, and it helps you write out the pseudocode, and then you can put the pseudocode into the flowgorithm, or like the flowchart. And if it works there, then you can go ahead and write your actual code.
Is there a difference really between an algorithm, pseudocode, and flowchart? Is there really a difference?
Not particularly. It's kind of just the way that it's written out.
How are they the same?
Both are telling you the steps on how you're going to solve the problem, like what exactly you need to do.
Okay. Now, I need someone else to say something. Y'all just sitting back. What's the relationship between algorithm, pseudocode, and flowchart? So let me ask you the question then. So when I say give me an algorithm, you do an algorithm. When I say give me pseudocode, you do something totally different. When you give me flowchart, just do something else. Or are they all really the same thing?
They're all really the
They're
same
all the
thing.
same thing.
They're all the same thing. One is in English, one is in Spanish, one is in French. But they all should be singing the same song. Agreed? Do we agree?
Yes.
So is it clear that there's different expressions of an algorithm? I'm going to complete this for you. There are different forms or representations. Okay. And one is just a numbered steps. I prefer this because it's clean. Numbered steps. It's really clear. You don't fog up the world, right? The other is pseudocode, okay? Which is kind of, sometimes you don't put the numbers there, which bothers me. Because the numbers to me is the essence of an algorithm. First, second, third, fourth. It's pseudocode using some special words, okay? Is that true? Use special words. An algorithm can be so that your mama understands it, okay? And a flow chart is what? It's just a graphical representation of actions and sequence. That's what a flow chart is. But they're all the same. Is that clear to y'all? Do y'all buy that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh. What is source code? Is that not a form of the algorithm also?
I really don't know.
Well, watch this. When you compile your thing and you run it, does it solve the problem?
Yes, sir.
So is that an algorithm then?
Yes, sir.
So the source code is the algorithm expressed in a language for the computer. Is that clear?
Yes.
The source code is the algorithm translated into a form for the computer. What are you translating? You're translating your numbered steps. You're translating your pseudocode. You're translating your flowchart. Do you understand that the goal is number 4? The goal is number 4, but you get to it through numbers 1, 2, and 3. I need to see some faces. Boy, I miss y'all. I miss y'all so bad. See some faces now. See some faces. I hope I'm not wasting my time. Okay, are we connecting some dots here? Are we connecting some dots?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and these are the things you're gonna need to have your, I don't need you to memorize anything. I need you to connect stuff. Y'all see the difference?
Yeah.
Because y'all have a tendency, if I give you this document, y'all gonna sit there and try to memorize it. I'm gonna memorize it. I'm gonna memorize it instead of letting it flow together. Okay? Let it flow together. All right. Now let me give y'all some pointers. You guys don't do the best job of your algorithms or even your pseudocode because y'all just put stuff down. Is that clear? You put stuff down. I'm not criticizing you. You put stuff down and you kind of know the teacher cannot read every little thing with a fine-tooth comb. And as a result, you don't always get the full benefit of doing these things. Now let's talk about flowcharts, because for the next 5 or 6 weeks in the class, the flowchart is probably going to be king. And it is critical that you do them and do them correctly. So if there are some of you who still have not jumped on board with the flow charts, okay, let me tell you what I need from y'all. I need some honesty right now. I need to see some faces now. I want to see some faces. I got to see some modern faces here. Some modern faces. Yes, sir. Okay. Randy Duquesne is very smart. I'm seeing the top of his head. Go, Randy. Go, Randy. I see the top of your head. That's how you want it. Okay. Now, let's be serious. Flow charting. How many of you are using Flowgorithm? How many know that you're kind of shaky using Flowgorithm? Hand up. Hand up. But we gotta take the shakiness out. Like I told you, when I looked at your flow charts, they were deficient. They were lacking stuff, and we need to tighten it up so we're not lacking anymore. So we may do a little something with that today. Yeah, we're gonna do a flow chart in a bit. Okay. So we've got to tighten up on the flow charts. We really got to do that. All right. Let's get back to our little review. This is taking much longer than I planned, but let's get back and see if we can connect some stuff. Get down. We've talked about this. Let's talk about files really fast. Somebody give me the rundown on files. What's the two concepts in C++ that we got to do?
Inputs and outputs.
Now, how about this? Can we just say that?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, file stream. Streams. Okay. And what does streams relate to? I mean, the metaphor is stuff flows into your program, stuff flows out. Data flows into your program, data flows out. And there's many routes it can use. It can flow in from the keyboard, it can flow out to the screen, and those are the defaults, right? So the default streams that you come with are C in and C out. Don't have to do anything there. If I want file streams, what do we need for file streams? Tell me what I need. Don't we need this? F stream.
We got to include that. Once I do that, what do I have? I can make my own streams from this point on, right? Programmer can create his own streams that connect to files. Okay. Is that true? You can create your own stream. You can say, aha, I need to read from a file and I need a stream that will do that. Sorry about that. This indentation is getting crazy. I'm just trying not want to use up too much space. Okay. All right. So how do I do that? How can I create my own stream? You've done it, haven't you? If I want an input stream that connects to a file, what's the word coming out your mouth?
If stream.
Huh?
If stream.
And there are two types. Input file stream and output file stream. Okay. What word did I use? Two types. So IF stream and OF stream, those are data types, right? IF stream means it's a stream that you can read input from. OF stream is a stream you can send output to. All right. So how do I do this? I can create a stream by saying what? Data type, input file stream, name. And I can, so far, here's a file to use, okay? Haven't we done this? Have we all done this? Have we done it?
Yes. Yes.
Draw from your experience, draw from your experience. What's the other thing? I can do output file stream. Okay, so we can do that. And what do we know? What connects the two? This name in works just like CN. Do y'all buy that? If the name of my stream is name in, whatever it is, it behaves just like CN. Okay? And this one that says out works the same as C out. Is that what we have learned? Give me some feedback. Is that what we have learned?
Yes, sir. Yep.
We have learned this, okay?
Yes, sir.
All you got to do is these two steps here. We say if I pound included, that it makes it possible to create some streams. If I create the stream, I'm ready to roll. If I want to input something, I don't say CN, I just say whatever name of my stream is. I say that. Are we cool? Here's a question. Does formatting work for files? Can I format data that goes into a file? What's the answer?
Yes.
Why?
Because you would use the same, you just use the same output.
I'm gonna insist you to say it this way, because any output file stream works just the same way as cout. How's that? If I can format stuff output using cout, I can format stuff that's output to a file. Okay. So to use files, how many things you got to know? 3 things, correct? 3. Pound include. Create your stream. Second thing, when you create the stream, you can go ahead and name the file that you're going to use. And finally, just use it the same way you would use CN or cout. How many did the lab, which was the race times? How many did that?
Pretty much all of us, since we did most of it in class.
No, we didn't. Race times, that's when you had to read from a file. Okay, let me show you what I know. I didn't see people submit anything. I didn't see y'all submit anything for that. I saw 3 or 4 people submit something. So if we did it, they didn't get submitted. Is that correct? All right. Okay, this is out of control. Let me see. What else I want to do? Boy. Is this a waste of time, or is this connecting some dots for y'all?
Second one.
We're gonna see.
It's
We're gonna
connecting
see.
dots.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. All right. Dang. Shucks. Okay. There's one other thing I got to talk about, because I have a sneaking feeling that there are some concepts that you guys aren't getting. Okay. Let me just share some with you. Statements in C++. What statements do you know about in C++? What kind of statements do you know?
Quick question. What do you mean by statements? You mean something like a comment or evaluate or?
Well, comment is not really a statement. Something that causes some action to occur.
Okay.
How about this? Declarations. Do you know how to do those?
You mean like floats and stuff?
Variable declarations.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can do that. What does it look like? Data type, right? Followed by a variable name. Check. Agreed?
Yes.
Do you know the rules about variable names? Rules about variables. Do you know what they are? If not, you sure better learn them, okay? What else? What other kind of statement? How about an assignment statement? How about that? Give me an example.
Add equals add 2 plus add 1 plus add 3.
How's that? That's what you meant. That what
Yes,
you
sir.
meant?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Didn't we say this is just an algebraic equation? Didn't we just say that? What does it look like? It looks like, this is what's critical. Variable on the one side equals some expression on the other side. What's an expression? What's the expression up here? In this statement, what's the expression?
A plus B.
The variable is sum. The equal sign is the equal sign. Everything on the right-hand side we call an expression. So it's A plus B. What happens when I execute this statement here? What happens? Please explain very carefully what happens. The name of this thing is called an assignment statement. What does the word assign mean?
Giving it a task.
Giving it, let's be stronger than this. What's being affected by this statement? What is anything being changed? Some is being changed. How is it being changed?
It's adding B plus A. And then whatever the total is, it makes. Then sum is that's the new character, not character value.
Okay, all right. This is scary. I am so messed up. A variable can hold how many values, y'all?
One.
One value. A variable holds one value. How many?
One.
One.
So when this whole thing is over, the value that sum has is going to be changed. So an expression must produce how many values?
One.
One. I'm trying to get this straight. Expression produces one value. That's the rule. So an expression tells you how to produce that value. What is this thing telling you? How do I produce the value of sum? How do I do it?
A plus B.
Come stronger than that. Okay. The value of sum is produced using the value of A and the value of B, isn't it? The value of sum is based on the value of A and the value of B, correct?
Yeah.
What is the expression saying?
A plus B.
Come stronger than that. Let me just say it. I'm beating around. We're wasting time. This statement means take the value of A, take the value of B, add them together. That produces a value that you store into sum. Let's say it together. The expression says, add the value of A to the value of B and store the result in the variable called sum. Does everybody buy that? Isn't that what it means?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not trying to badger you, but I'm trying to get you to see that an expression takes existing values and produces one value from them. All right, so let me show you some stuff. What if I said 4 plus 9 times 2? What value does that? Is that an expression? Is that an expression?
Yes.
If I handed you this in a math class, you would come back and say what? What would you say?
That 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 plus 9 is 15.
Are you looking
So the
at the
answer
right
is-
thing? Look what I just wrote here now. You're telling me something I don't see.
That,
I said 4 plus 9 times 2.
oh, there's a 2. That's a times. I thought it was a plus. Sorry, it looks different on my screen.
So what would you tell me?
22.
You say 22, because that's how we do math, isn't it? All you're doing is following these operators. These operators are telling you how to produce a value, isn't it? The operators that we use in algebra tell you how to produce a value. Now, what y'all should have told me was the answer here is really 26. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. The answer is 26. It is not 22. How many are going to argue that with me? Four plus 9, that's 13, times 2 is 26.
Order of operations.
What? What?
It said the order of operations.
Who's talking?
Jared Gilbert.
Yeah, because we know from math that arithmetic operators have precedence or order, right? And what did we learn? Multiplication, division before adding, subtracting. Don't we learn that?
Yes.
And guess what? Guess which one of these C++ is using? It's going to say, let's go with this guy right here. Here's the right way to do it. Okay? So one of the things you've got to know is if I give you an expression, how to get a value from it. Okay? This is a little scary. Okay, let's get a little scary. All right, I'm going to do something for you. And I didn't mean to do this, but in my heart of hearts, I think we need to do this because I'm scared for y'all. Because when it's time to give y'all a test, if y'all shake about this, you're going to be in a world of trouble. Now, I just created two variables, A and B. What's the value of A?
7.
What's the value of B?
A plus 2.
How many? What's the value of B?
A plus
A
2.
plus 2.
I'm gonna have a baby. What's the value of B? It's a number. It's not A plus 2. It's a number.
9.
What is
No.
it? It's
7 plus
9.
2,
It's 9.
9.
So when I create this variable, I cannot put A plus 2 in there. I got to put a number in there. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
There's got to be a real number that goes in there. So when I create the variable B, I can give it a value. What value? The value that you get when you take the value of A and add it to 2. 7 plus 2 is a 9. So A is 7, B is 9. Now, if I say now, B equals B plus A times 2. What value goes into B? Let's do it real slow. The value that goes into B is 7 plus, what's A? 9 times 2 is 18. Am I doing this right? I think I'm doing it right. 18 plus 7 is 25. Okay? So
That's the value that goes into B as a result of this. Is that clear?
Yes.
So what does an assignment statement do? Let's just say it in a word. An assignment statement changes what?
Changes the value of a variable.
Which variable?
That's to the left of the equal sign.
The one on the left. We're basically saying change the value of the variable on the left by executing or by evaluating the expression. Follow the directions in the expression. Whatever the expression says, carry it out using values. It produces a single value. That's what you put as the new value of the variable on the left. Is that clear? Your turn.
Yes.
How would I write an assignment statement that increases the value of X by 1? What's the assignment statement? What's the assignment statement that increases the value of variable X by 1?
X plus 1.
What's the assignment statement? Got to go back. Wait. I got to give you a word here. There's a word I got to give you. We need to talk about this. I'm not sure what the book is saying. I'm sure it's telling you all this, but I'm not sure you're reading it, right? And I'm not trying to be ugly, but I'm not sure you are. So the syntax of an assignment statement says what? How do you write it? What variable do I put on the left side?
The sum.
No.
One of these
Variable X,
values?
I want to take variable X and add 1 to it. What goes on the left-hand side of the assignment?
X.
Plus, isn't X equals plus X?
Just wait a minute. The variable you put on the left side is the one you want to change. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
X. How do I want to change it? That's what you put on the right-hand side. How do I want to change it?
X plus 1.
Take what its current value is and add 1 to it. The new value of X will be its old value plus 1. So I've increased it by 1. Is that clear?
Yes.
And assignments, I'm just going to say this and we're going to call it, assignment statement changes the variable, which one?
To the left of the equal
On
sign.
the left hand side, okay? Left-hand side, the equal sign divides stuff. Are we straight?
Mhm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm missing my smoke breaks messing with y'all. Y'all know that, don't you? I'm missing my smoke breaks. Now, let me tell you what I'm afraid y'all would do, okay? Because I see this all the time in your algorithm. Do not. I see this all the time. A plus B equals sum. I see y'all write stuff this way all the time in your algorithm. Whenever there's a mathematical formula, y'all write it backwards. You don't write it the way you do it in math. In math, you write it the same way as the assignment statement, don't we?
Mm.
Don't we? In physics, don't we say force equals something times something, right? A single variable on the left. Do not write it like that. Because if you try that in C++, it's going to say, I don't know what in the world you're doing here. It's going to get you all confused. All right. I did not mean to take an hour and a half to do our little review. And I think this was the right thing to do. This was the right thing to do. I'm going to take this and I'm going to get this and deposit it as what we've done today. I'm going to stop the recording too. Oh, heck. Yeah, I probably will not record anymore. So I'm going to
So
stop. Huh?
you putting this text into the canvas?
Yeah, in a minute.
Okay, appreciate it.
Okay, who's talking?
Randy.
All right. Am I still looking at the top of your head?
Nah.
Okay, what am I doing? I'm sorry. I'm just. Whew. I don't want to go back to days of